With Valorant coming out on console, there's going to be a whole new player base looking into this game and trying to learn about the game. So I'm going to start this series where I'm going to go through the different agents and the different classes, what each class does, what agents are best in these classes, the roles and responsibilities, traits of a good player using these agents to their potential, and the do's and do nots of these agents. In this episode, I'm going to go over the duelist role. So what is the responsibility of a duelist? Duelists are usually their role is usually a bit misconceived. People think that the point of a duelist is to get the most kills. That is not their main role. It is rather a result of a good player being a good duelist. So what is the responsibility of the duelist? Duelist's role is to be the first one through the door. Their main role is to create space and to open up areas for their team. One of the traits of a good duelist is good movement and good map knowledge. What I mean by this is a good duelist is able to know where to go on every map and either the fastest or safest way to get there. Again, to reiterate, their main role is to gain space. So being able to know on different maps which route to take to either gain the most space without taking maximal damage, or if they're confident that they can get the kills, what's the fastest way of getting there to be able to take out the most enemies to get the spike down. A really important trait for a duelist is that communication. If they're the first one through, you expect them to get the kills, but sometimes they don't stick the landing and they do get killed, and they need to have that communication to shout out and which way they think the team either needs to go or whether they think the team should back out and rotate to another site. That communication is so key because they're the first ones through. They know it is so unhelpful when a duelist runs in, gets killed, and then doesn't pass on the information because you don't know what is on the other side of that door. So this goes into strategy. When a duelist goes through, they enter in, they can see the site, they can see where the enemies are. It is that strategy of, okay, I've either killed them, I've made enough space, let's go into sight, or I've taken damage, I've not done what I think I've done, or even I've got a kill but reinforcements are here. Strategy then comes in to say, right, let's pull back and let's rotate to the different bomb site, or let's pull back, fake a rotate and then come back. So it's that strategy and then that timing of, okay, do we go for a rotate, do we wait, or do we push now? That is an important trait of a good duelist. So the do's and do nots. A massive do for a duelist is to play up front. It is useless, or at least very unhelpful, to have a duelist that plays in the back. When you need your duelist to be able to go through, gain space, get information, and lead the team into an area. When they're just holding back, most of the time, the rest of the players are just waiting for someone to enter, and no one's entering because they're waiting for the duelist. It's the duelist. If you pick a duelist, it's your responsibility to be the first one through the door. A big do not is do not play alone. It is useless having a duelist that's on the wrong side of the map, going through mid or just going places on their own. And even if they're getting kills, it's useless because the team and the spike is in another location. It's even worse when they go in and they die and you think, well, you've gone to another site, you've gave us no information and you've died. You've not benefited the team, you've just lost your life. So now we're at a deficit. Like I said before, a very important do is that communication, to tell them what your plan is, where you're going, and then once you're there, what is happening around you. Just that communication is so important for the team and also for the player to be able to get the support they need. They've pushed into a site, they've killed someone and they're a bit low. Do you need someone to come in and heal you? Do you think it's time to go plant the spike? Do you need people to come in to support you to get a couple more kills? That communication is so important. Another do for a duelist is being able to use your abilities to the max, throwing in a flash, throwing in a smoke, creating that space to push forward. Yes, you have initiators that you can, hopefully rely on to help. You have your geckos and your skies to be able to send in utility to help you. But sometimes you do just need to be able to use your utility to the max and make your own space. And that comes with confidence. The main do for a duelist is just to be confident. You need to be confident that you're going to push in and you're going to get that kill. You're going to push in and you're confident in your ability to hold that site and that you're doing the right thing. The worst thing for a duelist to do is that hesitation, where they start entering a site and then they pull back, because then the team doesn't know whether they're coming or going. No one knows what's happening, and that's when confusion happens, and more times than not you lose the round because everyone dies because the hesitation is there. You need to be confident, you need to push, and you just need to go for it. a big do not is do not blame other players for not pushing with you. So many times I've played with duelists that will push and then die, and their response is blaming the other players for not being there. Yes, the other player should have been there to back you up, but your job is to push through. You're not going to win every gunfight. Don't blame the other players. All that's going to do is going to bring down morale, and it's going to make people not want to listen to you and not want to play with you. Yes, advise and say, okay, next time, please can someone push up with me. That's the tone you need to take. You're asking people to come and assist you rather than blaming others for your downfall. Again, it all comes down to that communication and, you know, not pointing the finger. And my last do not is, so duelists are very good on the offense, you know, trying to push through and make space. On defense, you kind of have to do the opposite. The worst trait of a duelist on a defense side is overextending and pushing too much. You're supposed to defend the site. You don't need to gain that space. Yes, sometimes you're trying to collect orb or something like that, or trying to get information, you can push, that's fine. But you are not supposed to push out too far, because that oftentimes than not, you get killed because only one of you are pushing through and you get met by 4 or 5 enemies and you die. And then your team is at a deficit because you're down. Play defensive, hold angles. Yes, try and get information, but don't push too far. If you like my explanation of the duelist role, please leave a comment, give me a bit of feedback on the video. If you want to see more videos like on the controllers, sentinels and initiators, please subscribe. Those videos are coming in the next couple of days, along with a few other videos like challenge videos and just gameplay videos. And I'll see you in the next one.